What's happening? And welcome back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. This is Jay Moore, your healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. And today on the podcast, here's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the place where you can find most dreams. And we're going to find this place. We're going to talk about this place. We're going to talk about the dreams. We're also going to look at, really, why aren't dreams being fulfilled? We'll talk about that. We even can relate this stuff to taxes because in my latest book, I talk about dreams and taxes and how they go hand in hand. So what an awesome and incredible Friday morning it is, July the 5th, 2024. It's just amazing to be alive because, somebody didn't make it out of yesterday, and so they didn't know they weren't going to make it out of yesterday, and they didn't. And so if you're here, then I just want you to just give yourself a clap because you made it. You made it to the next day, which is the 5th of July, 2024, which means at least we have today. Guys, we don't have yesterday and we don't have tomorrow. So if we don't have yesterday and we don't have tomorrow, what do? We use today. Today is your money. Say that with me. Today is my money, right? Time is your money. And this is going to play into what we're going to be talking about today because time is everything. Time is everything. Everyone gets enough time. It's just that sometimes we don't realize we get enough because we're so focused on the things that's stealing our time. All right. I'm ready to get into this. Wow. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, right, and this is your first time coming here, this is the first time catching the podcast on Spotify or Google Play or iTunes, wherever you listening or watching it, subscribe. Subscribe. Listen to this podcast. This podcast is about how to account for your life on a daily basis. That's why we do it every single day. So we spend about 20 minutes every day working on how to account for our lives. So be sure to subscribe and come back tomorrow because there will be another new message of Account for Your Life tomorrow, God willing. So let's jump into this, man. Last week, I woke up to the news of the loss of my cousin. And he was the, one of two sons of my mother's only sister. And so I'd spoken to him that day. Well, earlier in the morning, just briefly on text, because I sent him something. He acknowledged that, he got it, whatever. And then I wake up the next morning and he's gone. That's interesting. Anytime death shows up around me, I always say it's interesting because what I want to find out is what should I be looking at when it comes to this particular death or when it comes to death. And so when I thought about my cousin, I said, wow. I remember he had some dreams. I remember in his dreams, look, he should have been a professional athlete. He could have played professional football. He may have been able to run track. He was good at a lot of things, but he definitely played football and he had a potential scholarship to go play for a Nebraska Division I program. And, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. The grades didn't work out. And, his ability to really push himself to move forward on things that may have been, may have seemed a little bit hard. He didn't do it. And, that dream went down the drain. But that dream was gone a long time ago. But then I said, well, what was his other dreams? I don't even know. I don't know where his other dreams are. Like outside of him being an athlete, I don't know what else he aspired to do because I never asked him about it. That wasn't a conversation that's just not a conversation you normally have with people. What's your dreams, man? Like that's not usually a question that we ask. And so when I think about my cousin's dreams and where I can go find him, I can go find him right where he is. He's gone. He's dead. We're going to bury him next week. So what does that mean? We're going to bury him in all his dreams. They're gone. So imagine all the millions or billions of people that have died that did not fulfill their dreams. What does that say? It just means that all of them in the ground, in the grave, turning to dust, their dreams went with them. Their dreams are gone. There's no more dreams for them. If they didn't fulfill it, it's gone. So the place we can find the dreams, we already know this, man. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say this, when I first started listening to him. He says the richest place on the planet is the graveyard. He said he had gone to a town and he was going there to speak, and they drove past the graveyard on the way to somewhere, and it hit him. Wow. Look at where all the dreams went. The books. Glad I got 3 so far. The businesses, the ideas, the families, the legacies, the inventions, everything in that graveyard is so rich because all those people never fulfilled their dreams. Now, my question for you is, do you have a dream? See, because we got to first start there. A lot of people, we've been taught, I don't know about you, many of us have been taught that dreams are not real. Come on now. Did they tell you that dreams weren't real? Look, be honest, because it was like, hey, you got to get a job. You got to pay your bills. So don't be going after your dreams. What? When I'm watching, I'm a like I was a basketball player. And this is one of the best times to be playing professional sports on any level, right? Because now in college, because of the NIL, the name, image, and likeness, you can now get paid millions of dollars, as much as you can make with your name, image, and likeness in college. So wow, look at that. Now kids can get paid and they don't even have to go pro. Then you go pro, and then what happens is you don't necessarily have to be that good, as long as if you make the NBA. And I'm seeing guys getting paid $50 million in a year, $40 million a year, $30 million a year, $10 million a year, 50, like wow. Like these are just some of them just regular guys, but then the best guys, they get 50 a year, 60. I think it's going to be 60 next year. So wait a second, they're living their dream. How does professional athletes live their dream? What was in them that pushed them to go after their dream? What was it? See, because when they die, when a professional athlete who's played in the NBA, played in the NFL, done all those things, they fulfilled their dreams. Now, here's the thing. That doesn't mean there isn't more, but if we just take it right there, if they died, they was living their dream. What about us? Are you living your dream? Are you? Do you wake up in the morning knowing that you are moving in the direction of where your dream is calling you? Right? See, I love the story of Abraham in the Bible, because the way that it's written as if, God called Abraham. Abraham had a dream, man. It didn't say it, but I'm going to read into it. And I'm going to say, wow, for Abraham to wake up one morning and say, honey, we're going to leave everything that we know and we're going somewhere else. I just got a feeling about it. See, they put in there that God called them. God, listen, man, God does the same thing today. Somebody wake up and say, I just got a feeling I should be doing this thing. Like I woke up and I had a feeling, man, I think the Lord's telling me, honey, that you need to leave your job. So that's what I said. But here's the thing. There's no physical manifestation of the Lord. I don't have any proof to say that the Lord said it. So in essence, I had a dream, and in my dream, I got a word, and in that word, I got convicted to do something. So it's like, wow, I think our dreams are calling us, honey, you need to leave your job, because this is going to take us in the direction that we would like to go in. And I don't know really what's going to happen, but if it works out, this is how it's going to look. I can imagine Abraham going to Sarai. Well, Abram, because his name was Abram. Abraham goes to Sarai. Sarai, honey, got a dream. And I ain't going down with this dream. It's pulling me too hard. And he says, honey, we got to leave all of our family, because they're going to hold us back from our dreams. They're going to hold us back from what it is that I know I've been promised. Abraham was promised the life of his dreams. Land. I mean, land, just land and offspring and everything. And afterwards, the next chapter, don't know how much time it was. It says Abraham was very, I'm going to just say it twice. Abraham was very, very rich in cattle, silver, and gold. Abraham didn't die with his dreams. He went after them. See, in 2024, if you're living in the United States of America, there's a lot of distractions so that you cannot fulfill your dream. There's a lot of distractions. See, and the distractions are so great that when you just go a whole day and you realize really nothing got accomplished. I've seen those kind of days. I'm like, man, what happened? I was distracted. One more day being distracted takes me a day farther or even more away from my dream, so that I got to pivot back. Now, here's the thing. Dreams. The thing about dreams is that you can't see them. They don't seem real. So when we think about a professional athlete, that professional athlete says, you know what? I don't know that I'm going to make it to the NBA, but I'm going to do everything I need to do so that I can. You heard the last part? So that I can. The so that I can means that all I have to do is things so that I can get what it is that I want to get. But if I don't do the things, I won't be able to get the thing. So I've got to shoot layups. I've got to stay in shape. I've got to do strength training. I got to do agility training. I got to shoot free throws. I've got to shoot on the move. I've got to do dribble moves and shoot. I've got to shoot 3-pointers. I've got to shoot. I've got to do defensive slides. I've got to get out and I've got to run miles and miles and miles and get my endurance up. I've got to do all sorts of things over and over and over and over just to qualify to potentially be worthy to get it. It's still no guarantee. How many kids right now are working hard and they won't make it? If that was their dream, they're not going to make it. But here's the thing. When you don't make it to that dream or that one, something else opens up. So, okay. So we already know the place where most dreams are found, the graveyard. So how, we use the word how does a faith-driven entrepreneur, a man or woman of faith, how does this type of person go for their dreams, right? Go for their dreams, even when the sky is dark, even when the challenges come, even when there's disbelief all around, even when there's obstacles. How do you do that? Here's what I've discovered. You have to accept whatever the dream sends, because the dream sends the tasks, the dream sends the information and knowledge, the dream sends the situation and challenges, the dream sends the to-dos. Yeah, the dream sends it. It's kind of like, we were preparing for a presentation, and I got to be honest, I like doing training and doing presentations and stuff, but I don't always like making a presentation. When I say making, like creating it out, a PowerPoint, a Google slide, or whatever you want to call them. Those things I'm not, because it forces me into a narrower path. So I did something for the past couple of weeks. We were working on this training, and I know I was somewhat of the bottleneck because I had a big piece of it. And I had to teach myself what it would feel like to actually do it. I had to teach myself how it would feel to do it, and then to teach myself the fact that it feels good doing it. I think I just learned something through a lesson. You already have to know what the feeling is like. It's kind of like, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to know what it feels like to be a millionaire. You don't actually have to have the money. You just have to know what it feels like to be a millionaire. Feel like. See, our emotions, when we connect our emotions to the thing that we would like to accomplish, that is the catalyst that gets us to where it is we want to go. It's the emotional connection. That's why people will make a rash decision on emotion. If they get put in the right state of mind, they would just do it. And then sometimes they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I shouldn't have done that. Like I spent too much money. Or, I chose the wrong thing. And it was in the heat of the emotion. So if we don't want to find our dreams in the cemetery when we go, how do we ensure that our dreams, or at least as much as we can get fulfilled, gets fulfilled? All right. I'm going to go back to some other teachings just so that we can put this into context. The first thing, you ready? We got to suspend all of our beliefs. We got to suspend all our beliefs about things, right? Because when we suspend the beliefs, it's kind of like I have to suspend my belief about doing a presentation. Now I actually want to do more presentations. So I had to suspend my beliefs around presentations, around doing slides, around taking the knowledge that I have and making it so that I can get it flowing in a way that I can present it to people, right? The people that might want it, need it. So by suspending the beliefs, right? And then forgetting the past, I have to suspend the beliefs, forget the past, forget about yesterday. Don't worry about what happened yesterday, whatever I didn't accomplish. And then I have to take the future and bring the future to today. See, because if all I'm looking at is the future, it's kind of like I'm looking at being rich. But here's the thing, if I'm just looking at being rich, then I'm not actually coming back to the present and then doing what it takes to get there. So you got to look at being rich. Oh, wow, that feels so good. So we come back to today. Like, man, I can't wait to develop this new presentation. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about doing it. So in the present, I decided I would be this person who would do a presentation. Well, I decided I'd be a person who would have a really good presentation. And then I decided I would, instead of just having it in the future, I would do whatever it took so that the future is just about guaranteed. That's how you do it. And I literally just taught myself how I have to do it. And I'm going to give it some context about what I just did, how I just taught myself how I would do it. Here's what I did. Some years ago, and this is the last thing I'm going to share with you. Some years ago, when I was coming into myself, I asked God, I said, God, I don't want to keep going back and forth into Christianity, into business. I want to merge everything together. I would like to be like I want process to be me. I would like my body I want to have my own processes so that everything I do, I have a process for it, but I don't want to actually have to think about them. So I became this person that could do things without thinking about it. So I didn't always know, well, how am I doing it? But now I've become aware of the fact that I was granted this. And because I was granted it now, while I'm doing these podcasts, I learn while I'm doing them about the process that's in me. So now I can take this process that I just gave you so that I can continue building the territory that God has laid out for me. What an awesome and incredible day it is when you can become aware of you. So look, we know what dreams end up. Okay, now we know that's in the past. And we know we have a dream. Yep, the dream is out there. But today we bring the dream. We suspend all of our beliefs about everything pertaining to whatever it is. Just get rid of it all, right? We're going to forget about yesterday. We're going to look forward into the future. Then we're going to connect to it and say, this is how it feels to have what it is that's in the future. And then we're going to come back to today. And what are we going to do? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to now take that feeling of excitement, of the fact that I know that this is me, connecting that emotion so that I can now do whatever it is I have to do to get there. That's how you do it. That's how you beat the odds, so that the place where most dreams are found, yours will not be found there at all. Guys, my name is Jay Moore, a healthy accountant, helping you to account for life. I did not get into the fact that dreams start the tax process. We'll talk about that another time, but be sure to go grab this book on Amazon. Beyond Tax Strategy. Being entrepreneurial yields opportunity, not danger. Guys, I appreciate you joining me, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. God bless. I'll see you soon. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.